Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Jimmy James. You're watching Catch It Live First. Tonight, we've got Hull KR hosting maybe not the mighty Wigan Warriors tonight. Massive changes in the squad for tonight's game by Matt Peat. We'll go through these team lineups now. It's going to be fun commentating on this, I can tell you as a Wigan fan. Most of the players I won't recognise, I'll be really honest, so we'll do the best that we can. We'll start off with Hull KR. So they go with number 2, Davis. 3, Peter Hiku. Number 4, Oliver Gildhart. Number 6, Mikey Lewis. Number 8, Sasu Su. 11, Dean Hadley. Number 13, Elliot Minchella. Number 14, Jack Broadbent. Number 16, Jai Whitbread. Number 17, Reece Martin. Number 19, Carl Lawton. Number 21, Noah Booth. And number 34, Ryan Hampshire. Substitutes for Hull KR this evening is substitutes bench. Can't believe I'm saying this. Jez Litton, Tom Amon, Sam Luckley, Jack Brown, Bill Leyland. And the coach, of course, is Willie Peters. Wigan Warriors, they go with number 20, Sam S.A. Jr., number 22, Tom Forber, number 23, Kian McDermott, number 25, Taylor Kerr, number 26, Nathan Law, number 27, Lucas Mason, number 33, George O'Loughlin, number 34, Finlay Yeomans, number 36, George Marsden, number 37, Josh Cartwright, number 38, Austin Daniel, number 39, Charlie Yeomans, and number 40, Lewis Daniels. On the substitutes bench, we can go with Patrick Mago, Noah Hodkinson, Finn McMillan, Shay O'Connor, and Callum Rathbone. Coach, of course, is Matt Peat. Matt Peat was asked before the game tonight, so it's going to be 2 points that you're giving up in the league to Hull KR. How bothered are you about that? And he didn't get angry, which he has done in the past, but he did go and say, Wigan are normally expected to win every game, and we don't win every game. So whether he's hoping for something tonight, who knows? Wigan have got nothing to lose at all, and we'll go through why the changes have happened. We'll go through that at half time. I think everybody who supports, who's a rugby league fan and supports either of these teams will be fully aware of why Matt Peat has made 10 changes. These two teams meeting a week on Saturday in the Challenge Cup final at Wembley. So whether there's some mind games being played there by Matty Peat, he has come out and said there's a few guys carrying knocks and, there's a few approaching suspension. So it could be a wise move. However, Salford got their knuckles wrapped, didn't they, for doing something very similar. So we'll talk about that at half-time. We'll also be talking about Salford at half-time as well. So we've got some new graphics for tonight. So if you can bear with me, because everything tonight is going to be, it's all mine. So it will be all manual. So the first thing we've got to remember to do is set the clock off. There we go. We're off. We're running. Wigan received that kick-off. It's returned by SA. Try to get to the 10-yard line. Can't quite do it, though. He's driven back by Hadley and Minchella. It's difficult to tell at the moment whether it is men against boys. Obviously, you've got SA there. Tom Kerr there. He's played for the what you would call the first team proper, as has Forber. So there's a few players in this team tonight who have been regulars in the first team proper, but there's a few lads in here who will find out tonight just how good they actually are. Forber puts a kick in from his own 10. It's taken by Hull KR on their own 40, driven back to the halfway line. Kerr in with the tackle, helped out by Forber. So Hull KR, pretty central. Still can't quite get to Wigan's 40. trying to come down that right-hand side. 2 tackles gone. Frankie James says, it's all looking great. Cheers, Frankie. Takes some work, I can tell you that. Five tackles gone, just outside of Wigan's 20. Mikey Lewis, he puts a little chip kick in. Knocked on by Wigan, there's the first mistake. I couldn't quite see who it was. There was 2 or 3. It was number 37, Josh Cartwright, who knocked that on. He got up well, and he got there. He was disappointed, actually, that he didn't take it. And as it went back, actually, it was knocked on, but it was kicked out of play by Sam Eze, so it would have been the first 4 points of the evening there for Hull KR. Wigan under pressure though now. 6 tackles to go from the 10. Mikey Lewis straight through a gap there. 2 minutes and 20. There's your first score of the evening. Nothing wrong with that. Could be. Frankie says it's worth it. We'll see, Frankie. This is not the game. This is not the game. This could be a cricket score. Far too easy for Mikey Lewis there. 11 tries in Super League this season for him. I mean, he's not really celebrated as you would expect him to. Do. But ultimately, when you're playing against this team from Wigan, I don't think you're going to exactly celebrate the same as if you're playing against the likes of Eckersley, Kieran, Jaifield. It's just not the same. Mikey Lewis scored his 100th career try at Bradford last month. And a pretty simple kick to come here for Reece Martin as well. I think it could be a long, long night for these Wigan youth players, the academy players, which ultimately that's what they are. No problem with the conversion there for Reece Martin. It's going to be a long night for Matt Peat as well. I think ultimately, Wigan's defensive line there was a little bit like a dog leg, and it was Kerr who missed the tackle. Out of all of the experienced players who were playing for Wigan, all 3 of them, it looked like Kerr missed the tackle there. Unless it wasn't the best angle, but it looked like he got stepped to his right hand side. We're back underway. Hadley driving it in there, met by Kerr and Forbert. Kerr's going to have a long night. He's going to have to lead the attack and defence for Wigan, it looks like. Wigan have got Patrick Mago on the bench, but I'm not sure how much game time Mago's going to get. Oh, lovely overlap down the right-hand side there for Hull KR. They're in for another try. Davis back inside to Mikey Lewis. Mikey Lewis. 2 tries in the first. We're not even 5 minutes in. And Mikey Lewis puts that ball down for his second try. And there was nothing fancy about that from Hull KR at all. They just drove the ball in for the first tackle, spread it to the right, and there was a lovely gap there. Davis, no problem going down the wing. Could have probably tried to get in himself, but didn't take any chances. Just plopped it inside to Mikey Lewis, who was backing up. Yeah, far too easy. Far too easy. But we don't want to be too harsh on these Wigan youngsters. They've been kind of thrown into the melting pot. Which is a... Is he right to do it, Matty Pete? No doubt it'll divide opinion. And I think Reece Martin won't have any problems either converting this to 2-point conversion. So it looks like within the first, what are we in? 6 minutes, it's going to be 12-0. 12-0 to the Robins. Yeah, straight through the middle. Oh, I'm giving Wigan 2 there. We'll get there. I can't see where Wigan would get 2 from at the moment. Just try and sort that clock out for a second. Yeah, there we go. We're back on track. Let me know your thoughts in it, you know, in live chat. Is he right, Matty Pete, to do what he's done? I suppose in a way, this is where if you are a good player, a good youngster, you know, this is your time to shine. But can you do it? Or, you know, can you shine when you're going to be under pressure all evening? It would be easier to go into the first team proper and put a performance in than when there's 10 academy players ultimately. How do you shine in that setup? Really, really difficult to do. St Helens over the halfway line. 5th tackle coming up. Going to be Mikey Lewis. He's put a high kick in. Lovely take there. That was number 38, Austin Daniel. Rose well there. Noah Hodkinson would have been proud of that, as would Liam Marshall. Marshall out with his hamstring, I believe, still, so Wigan are missing him. But I've got to say, when Hodkinson has come in replacement of Liam Marshall, done exceptional for Wigan. Done well defensively, and he's also scoring tries as well, which is nothing Wigan supporters, especially Matty Pete, you couldn't ask for any more than that from ultimately a replacement. And just to confuse us even more, we've got 38 we've got a Lewis Daniels, and we've got an Austin Daniel. Like it's not hard enough tonight. Hull KR in possession after Wigan have kicked on the 5th. Trying to get to their own 40. 2 tackles gone. Just up to the halfway line. Kerr got a good tackle in then. There was almost a line break, but not quite. But once again, Hull KR trying to move that ball over to the right-hand side. There was a tackle came in from Forber, and it's a good job because they had an overlap. Reece Martin drives it in. Kerr's there with the tackle. 5th tackle, Mikey Lewis puts a high kick in. It's taken by number 26, Nathan Law. Did well there. Wasn't under too much pressure, but did what he needed to do. This is better from Wigan. They're not making too much ground. 3 tackles gone, just outside their own 20. But what they are doing, they're looking pretty well accomplished. Just over their own 40, so it's going to be a kick coming in from Wigan. It was from George Marsden. He's put a decent kick in there, split the fullbacks, but already being returned by Hull KR, and they're up to their own 30. Minchella spreads it right to Davis. Davis over the 40, just short of the halfway line. 2 tackles gone. Hiku got over the halfway line with ease there. Gildart's got a break down the left-hand side. He's tackled and he just stays in the field of play. 4 tackles gone, just outside of Wigan's 20. Mikey Lewis spreads it right. It's with Hiku, and there's going to go in at the corner again. Hardy Davis, yeah. A Wigan player came across, but he just stepped inside, let him carry on going. He's in the crowd somewhere, I think, and puts that ball down. Difficult watch this. If you're a Wigan fan, not easy. I mean, 10 minutes gone. This will be a little bit more tricky for Reece Martin for the conversion, but ultimately, I'm just trying to look who it was who came flying across for Wigan. Number 37. Oh, he did well, actually, because he tried to put the brakes on. It was Josh Cartwright. Came across, tried to put the brakes on, put his arm out, but didn't have enough strength in the arm. And Davis over for another 4. You can see what Wigan are trying to do. Through the middle, they're trying to pack it, so there's plenty of... trying to cut the gaps in the middle, so there's plenty of players there to go into the tackle as well. But it's leaving them exposed, you know, down either side. Yeah, a little bit more of a tricky kick this for Reece Martin, but fully expect him to get it. 2 from 2 so far this evening. Maybe the first 2, I think I would have kicked them. This one's a little bit more tricky. Same result though, straight through the middle. Straight through the middle and no pressure on him. Hull KR 18, the Wigan Warriors still to get on the score sheet. Just trying to keep this this game clock up to date. Easier said than done. Matty Pete there licking his lips, furrowed brow. We can get us back underway. Wigan have made 36 metres so far. Hull KR have made 240 odd. That kind of, that tail of the tape tells a story. 3 tackles gone, sorry. Almost another break there for Hull KR. They're over the halfway line. It was number 36, George Marsden, with a good tackle. Once again, though, they've got the overlap down that right-hand side if they need to use it. Michael Lewis can't get that ball away, though. He's wrapped up by Taylor Kerr and Forber. Lawton spreads it to the right-hand side. High kick comes in. Number 37, Josh Cartwright, does well there with the take. Brings it back. Wigan will be starting just outside their own 10. Austin Daniel driving it forward. He has a look, Austin Daniel, of Junior Nsemba. He hasn't got his size, but he has a similar look with his dreadlock hair. Forber picks it up from dummy half quickly. Gets to his own 40. He's met by Minchella and Hadley. Referee calls held. Kerr comes in at dummy half now. Kick comes in from Wigan. Good shout there from Noah Booth. And already Hull KR just inside their own half. 2 tackles gone. Lawton to Minchella. Minchella's over the halfway line. Kerr comes in with the tackle, helped by Marsden. Lawton once again at dummy half, spreads it to the right hand side. 4 tackles gone, pretty central. Hadley keeps it coming left. Broadbent's brought down, puts it back inside now to Mikey Lewis. Last tackle. Kick comes in just under the post. Ooh. Austin Daniel went for that. Went for the tackle in the air. But there's there's 3. Yeah, they're all offside. To the right hand side, there was 4 actually. Hull KR players all offside. The referee's pinged Hampshire, but he could have picked it from any of the 4 from the right hand side. It did Wigan a favour there. They all want to get on the score sheet though, these Hull KR players, and why wouldn't you? SA drives it in. Wigan just inside their own half. That penalty did help them to get a little bit of territory. Actually, that's a lie. They're just outside their own 20. They're on their own 30. I thought that was a halfway line, but not to be. Trying to be a little bit expansive here, Wigan. It's all a little bit clunky, but they've kept hold of the ball, driven it in. Tackles made by Hadley and Sue. Forber comes in at dummy half, spreads it right to Kerr. Marsden. Wigan trying to pass it through the hands to this right hand side. Just short of the halfway line. 4 tackles gone. That was a little bit better from Wigan. Kerr's going to get stopped just inside his own half, pretty central. So the Forber comes in at dummy half. Kick comes in from Wigan. It's gone high, but it's not got the distance. Taken by Noah Booth. Mikey Lewis comes in at dummy half on the Robins 30. That's where they'll be starting from. They're now up to the 40. Just inside their own half. 3 tackles gone. Booth and Kerr were having a little bit of an exchange there. Well, just what Wigan didn't need. Another set of 6 now for Hull KR. They're over Wigan's 30, just approaching the 20, approaching the 10. Mikey Lewis is going all the way on his own, and he just plops that ball over. He doesn't even really celebrate, and I think he kind of felt a little bit guilty putting that ball down there. Oh, dear me. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Wigan's defence is looking a little bit leaky. Not even having to go down the flanks. 13 tries now for Mikey Lewis in 2026 Super League, Betfred Super League. He's got 3 of them tonight. So he picked the ball up himself from dummy half, went through 1, 2, 3. Not good. Not good for Wigan. I mean, regardless of who was it, number 23? Cian McDermott. You've got to do better than that, son. Not a good enough effort. Number 37, Josh Cartwright. Not good enough. And that's not a case of being inexperienced or young. It's just not a good enough attempt. And yeah, I think we'll put the 2 points on for the kick. It's right in front of the post. Reece Martin 3 from 3 so far. Make that 4 from 4. Looks a warm evening as well in Hull. Well, I think it's warm everywhere in the UK today, and next week we're going to have some scorchio weather, I believe. Makes a change with it being a bank holiday Monday. Yeah, did well there, Mikey Lewis, with a handoff, but not good enough defence that from the Wigan players, I'm afraid. "19 minutes on the clock." Willie Peters' face there, I'm not sure what he's thinking about this. He'd normally be celebrating, wouldn't he? Putting 24 points on Wigan in the first 19 minutes. There's no celebration. I mean, it's not stopping the fans celebrating. I mean, they've paid the money to go and watch this, so fair play to him. Wigan get us back underway. I'll get that clock going in a second. Davies driving it in. Kerr making the tackle. He's over the 30. Hadley driving it in just short of the halfway line. Forber and Kerr, they are doing so much work tonight for the Warriors. I dread to think what this score would have been without Kerr and Forber, I'm afraid. Hampshire almost breaks the line there. He had Hiku in support. Couldn't get the ball away though. Wigan play, I'm not sure who that is, comes away limping. Hopefully he's okay. Mikey Lewis on the 5th, puts a high kick in. Taken by Wigan. Hopefully referee calls held. Who was that, number 26? Nathan Lowe once again with a good a good leap and a good take. Not really under any pressure, but he still needed to do what he did, and he did it well. So we've got Patrick Mago on. Forber takes it from dummy half and straight into Hadley. Reece Martin's there as well. But Wigan trying to get any go forward ball is really difficult at the moment. 5 tackles gone and they're just outside their own 30. So this kick that's going to be coming in now from Marsden, under pressure from... Well, that is a good kick because he was under pressure from Mikey Lewis. Even so, it's picked up by Hull KR and they're back over the halfway line already. That was Jack Broadbent doing the returning there. Just outside Wigan's 40, pretty central. 3 tackles gone, just short of the 30. Mago putting his considerable weight into that tackle for the Warriors. Once again, Hiku's trying to come down the right-hand side. Daniels was there, though, blocking Davis off. Should the pass have gone to him, it didn't. Hiku kept hold of it. 4 tackles gone now. They're trying to spread it to the left-hand side. Reece Martin. He's just swatting a couple of Wigan players off there. Referee calls held about 5 yards out. Mikey Lewis, under the post, puts a little chip kick into the air. Picked up by Lewis Daniels, and he not only took it well, he manages to stay in the field of play as well. So no goal line dropout for Wigan. Wigan still can't get out of their own 10 though. 3 tackles gone, still central. Mago, what can he do? He's over the 10. He's looking for the offload, then thinks better off it. He's got attention from Mikey Lewis trying to keep that ball tight to him. 4 tackles gone. Wigan just outside their own 10. Just over their own 20. This kick's going to have some distance on it. Kick comes in. It's a decent kick actually. Little bit of a bobble from Broadbent, but he's already up to the halfway line. Marsden puts the tackle in. Ches Litton's coming on, an interchange for Hull KR. Litton in at dummy half straight away, spreads it left to Guildhart. Kerr once again with the tackle. Minchella, what can he do? Gets to the 20, pretty central. Litton comes in, dummy half once again. Scampers himself, he's made 5 yards there. Puts a little grubber kick through. Daniels comes over, takes it well, but he's going to be trapped in goal. Litton tried a little cheeky ball steal there, but there's penalty for Wigan. Referee says there was a bit of chin... Yeah, he got just caught on his head there from Whitbread. So that's a well-needed penalty for Wigan. But Daniels did well. Yeah, he got trapped in goal, but he also earned the foul. But did well, just made, first and foremost, sure that he didn't drop that ball because Litton tried a ball steal one-on-one in the in-goal area. So that would have been a little bit embarrassing for him, but not to be. He kept hold of it well. Wigan trying to come down this right-hand side. It's looking a little bit better from Wigan now. Once they're in possession, they're trying to get the ball moving a little bit. A few set moves there. A little bit of a high tackle there as well, I thought. Referee says no. 4 tackles gone. Kerr stopped just short of the... I think it'll be the halfway line. It is the halfway line. Mago over the halfway line. Tries to get an offload away. He offloads it straight into the legs. Straight into the legs of Sue. And then the ball's on the floor. Then he knocks it on as he tries to regather it. And yeah, it was just all a little bit of a mess there. You can't blame Patrick Mago. He's got to try and get something going for Wigan. But on that occasion, it didn't come off. And it'll be scrum, head and feed to Hull KR. Just outside their own 40. Pretty central. 25 minutes gone almost. The Robins 24-0 to the good. And I think that 24-0 flatters Wigan slightly. Mikey Lewis has got a hat-trick already. Scored 2 tries within the first 5 minutes, I think it was, going from memory. 3 tackles gone. Reece Martin gets... Wigan have been caught offside now. Not what... who was it who was offside? Blimey, you could have had... there was a little bit of a pause there before he played the ball. Marsden got caught, but he kind of got sucked in a little bit. Referee fell for it. So, bit of gamesmanship there from Hull KR. Experience over youth. Minchella almost breaks the line there. Marsden with a good tackle. Mikey Lewis bobbles that ball. Then he tries changing direction, slips, and he's stopped by Kerr. Kerr gives him a little bit of a slap in the face. Mikey Lewis don't bother about that. Oh, fast hands there from Hull KR down the right-hand side. It's behind Davis, though, and it's gone out of play. So a little bit of relief there for the Warriors. But, blimey. I thought that was another try coming there. 1, 2, an overlap of 2 there. Marsden was coming round. Cartwright was coming round to try and block that. If Davis had took that in hand, I don't think Cartwright was stopping him though. He's got the speed and the bulk, hasn't he, Davis? So, but it went out of play, so we move on. Wigan getting driven backwards there. They've lost about 10 yards in that from that first tackle. Outside their own 10, getting driven back. 2 tackles gone. Wigan 12 yards out. Now it's with Mago. What can Mago do? I thought he was going to drive it in there. Wigan trying to keep that ball going to the left-hand side though. Hello. We've got a break on here. Hiku with the tackle. Wigan still inside their own 40. 3 tackles gone. Now they're coming down this right-hand side. Marsden with a good pass there. I think that was Cartwright once again. Oh, blimey. That was... I think that might be Marsden who dropped the ball in the tackle, but it was a furrowed hit as well. Yeah, it was Marsden. It was Litton who went in the tackle, and Marsden... He felt the full force there of Mikey Lewis's shoulder. I'm not surprised that ball came out. So once again, Hull KR on the attack. 3 tackles gone. Just outside Wigan's 30. Litton spreads it right. Misses out Hadley. They're trying to Lewis. Thought they were going to try and come down that right-hand side. No, they've decided to straighten it up. 4 tackles gone. Central just outside Wigan's 20. Oh, dear me. That's embarrassing. That's a little bit embarrassing, that. Litton just picked that ball up, scampered through a gap as Wigan was still retreating, trying to get back to 10. Wigan's defence was nowhere near being set then, and Litton just took full advantage of it. 4 tries this season for him. Once again, no real celebration from the Hull KR player. Yeah, actually, there, of looking at that, it was Patrick Mago. He set himself for a tackle and Litton just sidestepped him and put the ball down. From one of Wigan's more experienced players, that's a little bit poor, that, from Patrick Mago. Oh, dear. Dear. Pilgrims fans are already singing about Wembley. And this will be another 2 to go on the scoreboard as well for Reece Martin. This will be another one we'll give him early. Straight through the middle. No problem at all. Hull KR 30. Wigan Warriors 0. And I don't think it's being unkind to say, we know the reasons why, but you can only speak facts. I don't think Wigan have been, I don't know what the stats are, but I don't know how many minutes Wigan have spent in Hull KR's half of this field. And if you take away kickoffs from that, it's probably, I bet it won't be 60 seconds, and that's not being unkind. That is just a fact. But Patrick Mago there setting himself for the tackle, and Litton just sidestepped him far too easy. I don't know what he was doing. Kerr comes in and puts a good tackle in there as Hull KR return that ball. Two tackles gone. Hull KR on their own 30. Hiku drives it in. Marsden with the tackle. Litton comes in at dummy half. And the Pilgrims trying to spread it down that left-hand side. Chris Radlinski there, Wigan's chief executive, rapidly chewing his chewing gum. Mikey Lewis on the 5th, on Wigan's 40, puts a high kick in. Lovely take again from Nathan Law. He's had a good first half, Nathan Law. Everything he's had to do, he's pretty much done well. Do you know, there's a few of these Wigan youngsters who, when they watch this back, I think they'll be pretty pleased with what they've done. They're lacking a little bit of strength yet, but obviously they haven't filled out yet. But Nathan Law has done really well. Marsden's done well. All right, he dropped that ball when Mikey Lewis got into him, but can't blame Marsden for that. It was just a good shot. 5th tackle comes in. Wigan get the kick away. It's picked up. It's picked up by Broadbent on his own 20. He's going to be just short of the halfway line by the time he's tackled by Kerr. Inside their own 40. Kerr gives him a bit of a slap in the face, or a bit of, not a slap, a push in the face. They're over the halfway line though, 3 tackles gone. Just outside Wigan's 40. Litton spreads it right. It's with Lewis. Short pass there. Short pass there inside to Whitbread. Mikey Lewis now trying to come down this left-hand side. Fullback comes into the line there for Broadbent. Wigan have kept Hull KR far enough away so that when that kick comes in, Daniels comes across and picks that ball up beautifully. Austin Daniel, he's looking pretty well accomplished, I've got to say. I'll put the highlights of this video. I'll put the highlights of this match in the video once they come out, and you'll see what I mean. If you have a look at Daniels, he does have a look of Junior Nsembe. Like I said, he's not got his size, but he's certainly got a look of him. Marsden brings it forward. On the 5th, blimey, that was a fizz pass. And behind Marsden, luckily he gets the kick away. Straight down Broadbent's throat though, and he returns it. Just short of his own 40. 33.5 minutes gone. Hull KR 30 points to zip up. But I've got to say, as this half is going on, the Wigan players, they look like they're getting a little bit more confident. You know, they're starting to look for the ball again. The tackles are going in. Litton almost made a dart for the line again there though. Couldn't quite make it. Patrick May goes on the pitch. He looks hotter than the glass blower's arse. I think they're going to have to take Patrick Mago off again. On the 5th there. That's the handover. Guildhart getting tackled. Wigan though starting once again from their own 10. Hadley in with a tackle. Mikey Lewis there. Now they've lost a couple of yards. Marsden. Oh no. I shouldn't have said it, should I? Commentator's curse. Nathan Law, as he was trying to get up, he's saying luckily pulled it out. Let's have a closer look. So he's got Mikey Lewis. Mikey Lewis's hands in there. He's pulled it out. But it says he's pulling his arm away, which he's entitled to do. So although you got to carry that ball a little bit tighter than there, but do you know, I hope he doesn't let it affect him, because he's having a good game, Nathan Law. Mikey Lewis is trying to drive his way over the line again for what would be his 4th try of the night. He's pulled just short. Hiku pulled down just short. Hiku comes in at dummy half. Now it's with Luckley. Litton comes in at dummy half. Spreads it to the right hand side. That'll be an easy try. Easy try for Whitehead. Once these Wigan players get close to their own goal line, it's like they don't quite have enough strength to go one-on-one. I mean, when they're travelling at pace, it wouldn't matter if it's Junior and Sembruzer or Patrick Mago, as we've just seen when Jez Litton sidestepped him. But it's like they've not quite got that strength, you know, that you need one-on-one to... if you can't make the tackle complete, at least hold the player up till you can get some support from a teammate. Not on that occasion, though. That's another forward on the board for the Pilgrims, and it'll be a pretty simple conversion as well. So we'll give them that. Reece Martin going through his routine. He could do it blindfolded. 5 from 5, and he's not going to miss this one either. Yeah, straight through the middle, no problem. Three minutes until half time. I bet these Wigan players are looking forward to that half time as well. Just a quick shout out before we get underway. If you can hit that subscribe button, really would appreciate it. I'm almost at 500, and if you can give the video a like, it would it just all helps to keep growing the channel, and hopefully YouTube will plug it a little bit more. Really do appreciate it. I've somehow ended up with my clock 3 seconds further on as well. It's all manual. Jez Litton over the halfway line, almost makes the break. Kerr gets him with a tackle. It's finished off by Marsden. 4 tackles gone, just outside Wigan's 40. Mikey Lewis thought he was going to keep that ball going to the right hand side, then he goes left. Now he's going back right. Marsden once again in with the tackle, gets a slap in the face off Mikey Lewis. Welcome to the world of Super League. Daniels mistimed his jump, but manages to take it still. Brilliant. Mistimed the jump, but the catch was absolutely spot on. At least he got up there, and it meant he couldn't, because he was up early, he couldn't be tackled. I was just watching a replay then, but looks like it's been knocked on by Cartwright. Don't let it work, or forward pass. I didn't see it, so... it wasn't him who... It wasn't Cartwright who had the forward pass. He was the recipient of the forward pass. Just maybe timed his run, maybe a little bit eager. But Litton spreads the ball down this left-hand side. Gildart still driving forward. He's about 5 yards out. Wigan will be hoping they can keep. Martin jinks left, jinks right, jinks back left. He's not the most agile of players. The words hadn't left my mouth. Wigan will be hoping they can get in at half-time under 40. Reece Martin, he had other ideas. Who did he go through? Oh, it was a nice sidestep to his left, actually. Shea O'Connor was setting himself for the tackle, but didn't actually get there because of that side step by Reece Martin. So that'll be half time, guys. This will be the last 6 points of the half. And he'll be certainly converting his own try as well. So we'll give him them early. Looks like we're going to be going into half-time with Hull KR having a 42 points to 0 lead over a much changed Wigan Warriors side. Yeah, no problem. That'll be the hooter. So that's half-time. Right, let's get this clock set for the second half. There's a couple of things I want to talk about at half-time. I want to talk about what's gone on with this game, Salford, where Salford are now. We can reset that clock to... Reset that to 40 minutes. Just got to remember in the second half. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about a couple of things at half time. And it was mentioned in the build-up. Just before I do that, let's have a quick look at live chat. Live chat is open, by the way, so let me know your thoughts. Frankie James is in there. Tech SEO says, evening. Keeping me sane here in Athens and no way of watching or listening to it. Is it as one-sided as the scoreboard suggests? Well, Tech SEO, I think, and I hate to say it because I am a Wigan Warriors supporter, a fan, it kind of flatters Wigan that they're only down 42 points to 0. But to be honest, you know, the youngsters, they're settling into it. They're starting to move the ball about a little bit more. Noticeable players out of the first half. Let's just give your ears a rest for a second. Noticeable players from that first half. I would say Forbert and Kerr, they've put a massive shift in. Nathan Law, he's done really well. George Marsden, Josh Cartwright. You know, I've not seen much of Charlie Yeomans, but maybe because I don't know who he is. You know, it's difficult. You know, if you're looking at the mainstay players, you can kind of see everything that they're doing. Even when they're not on the ball, they stand out, don't they? But this, it is difficult. It's difficult to commentate on as well. Because obviously, Tech SEO says, yeah, I'm a KR fan. Oh, well, mate, I hope you're having a good time in Athens. Will you be back in time for the Challenge Cup final? Are you going? Or we will be covering that, obviously. But the fans are, they're not letting up. They're not giving. They're celebrating as you would expect, and they're not giving the Wigan youngsters any respite at all. You know, why should they? They paid the money to go, and they're going to watch a victory. They're going to enjoy it. Tech SEO says, I doubt to see how this is beneficial for the youngsters to experience this. My hope is that the last 20, the lack of game experience doesn't lead to loose tackles. Yeah, well, first half there's been some loose tackles. One of the worst ones that I saw was from Patrick Mago, someone who should know better. Sort of squatted himself down almost on his haunches, ready to tackle Jez Litton, and Litton just sidestepped him over the line. That was not good at all. I just hope there's none of them get hurt. Obviously, they're not as strong as the Hull KR players as well. So, yeah, a little bit of tiredness comes in, and get a little bit lazy with your tackling. So let's hope there's no injuries. But, you know, so far, Hull KR have done a real professional job. Tech SEO says, yeah, flying back into Manchester the day before and going straight down. Out here with work. Well, I hope you're not working too hard, mate. I hope you're not working too hard. And thanks for joining me as well. Appreciate it in live chat. If you don't mind me asking, it's just interesting listening to people, what you know, in live chat, what is it you do? If you don't want to say, you know, it's not a problem, but I just thought if you wanted to, is it something exciting? You're not a spy or anything like that. If you are, don't say anything. Don't get us or yourself into any trouble. Yeah, I wanted to talk about quickly at half time. Big story, you know, these team sheets when they came out. Matty Pete, it's not an exaggeration to say it sent shockwaves through Super League. They were the headlines. I'm not surprised. I wouldn't say it's. I wouldn't have said shockwaves. We've kind of done it before, you know, a few times, and ultimately, this is where you find out these youngsters. If you look at football, how did Marcus Rashford get his chance? He was something like 5th choice striker. The rest is history. So when you look at this game tonight, in a year or 2 years, when you look back and you look at some of these players, you know, Daniels and Cartwright, Marsden. This is where it all starts, isn't it? And it'll sort the wheat from the chaff ultimately. Text SEO says, I appreciate you streaming this. Yeah, you're welcome, mate. You're welcome. He says, I'm working in marketing and AI. I'm out here for a conference tomorrow and Saturday, then seeing clients. Enjoy it, mate. Enjoy it. Rack up them expenses. Would you know when I saw I saw tonight the team lineup, and Zach Eckersley, Junior and Sember, and Jack Farrimand were in the squad. So I thought, well, yeah, it's not too bad. Then I saw the team sheet come out. No Eckersley, no Nsemba, no Farrimand. You know, 10 debutants on the pitch today for Wigan. It's something to be proud of, isn't it, though? You know, for them, ultimately, they'll want to be putting a good performance in. Yeah, they don't want to get a cricket score. You don't want to be going over 100. It just doesn't sound good, does it? But, you know, ultimately, you've played against Hull KR for the Wigan Warriors. Hull KR arguably probably the best team in the UK at the moment, I would say. So, yeah, what a feather in your cap to say that you played against Hull KR. And like I said, we know why they've done this. It's all because of the Betfred Challenge Cup. You know, these two teams, Wigan and Hull KR, they'll go head to head. And it is I think it still is one of the biggest prizes in Super League. You know, it's kind of like the FA Cup, isn't it? Everybody takes it seriously. Tech SEO says, Rashford is one player, though, in an experienced team. This is almost 10 lambs to the slaughter. Somebody will realise the gap, and some will realise the gap and step up. Yeah, that's what I was saying that in the first half. I don't know if you heard it, Tech SEO. You know, if you come into a full strength squad and you're not under constant pressure, you can instill your performance on a game when you're constantly under pressure. I mean, you could throw a superb pass, and if somebody drops it, it's just a knock on. Whereas if somebody runs 40 yards and plonks the ball down for 4 points, it's the greatest pass. It's superb. So it's fickle sport, and fans are fickle as well. And you know, we all are. It's just human nature, isn't it? But yeah, there's a few players who are playing tonight. These youngsters who I think will, even if they go off now, I think they'll be pleased with what they've done. Tech SEO says, evening Frankie, she'll probably be asleep, mate. She'll be asleep. Tech SEO says, yeah, honestly, I don't want to set the Super League point scoring record tonight. not a true representation of the scoreline and sport. Well, it was, I mean, Mikey Lewis, he had 2 tries in the first 5 minutes, didn't really celebrate. If it had been against a full-strength squad, they would have been around him celebrating as they should. But we didn't really see any of that. So, you know, when you look at Willie Peters' face, he's not really smiling. There's nothing to be gained, is there, from this game tonight, which is kind of why this team lineup, it sort of spoiled it. Frankie James says, not asleep, listening and enjoying the chat. I'll let you off, I apologise. So yeah, so I think Matty Pete, he's playing the long game, isn't he? He's protecting his prize assets, wrapping his star men in cotton wool, and he's refusing to show Willie Peters his cards before the big game. Does it make a difference though? They know each other so well. There's no surprises going to come out of the woodwork, is there? But it has sparked debate. I mean, fans have been saying, are we really going to go all the way to Hull from Wigan after finishing work, pay me money to go and watch ultimately an academy team? You can't argue with it. But I'm kind of, not for any other reason than I can see both sides. I'm kind of on the fence with it. If Wigan win at Wembley, it'll be the smartest decision going. If Wigan get turned over by Hull, which there's every chance they will do by Hull KR, then you look like a pudding, don't you? And you've just given away 2 points in Super League. So is it smart coaching, or is it disrespectful as well to Super League? You know, Hull KR have come tonight to play this game and put out a real strong squad. Willie Peters named his 21-man squad. He didn't leave out Davis, Mikey Lewis, you know, Peter Hiku. They're all in there. The Robins, they want a psychological edge before Wembley. But instead, you know, by beating Wigan, but instead they're playing against a Wigan Academy side, so there's nothing to be gained. And it puts that pressure. Does it put pressure on Hull KR? They were always going to win. So I don't think it puts pressure on them, but it kind of takes away the intensity of this game and the importance of the outcome. Because the only people who can lose tonight were Hull KR, and they were never going to do that. So it's kind of a... It would have been more competitive. It had been a pre-season friendly. You know, but these Wigan lads, they're doing everything they can. They've got a lot to prove. And up to now, you know, they're doing all right. But it is, you hear the saying, men against boys, and that's what it is tonight. Well, this is not the first time in Super League, you know, that we've seen this. In fact, rugby, it's under pressure, you know, to respond, because team selection rules are in place to protect the integrity of the game and this league. You know, if you cast your mind back, just not even that far, Salford, they tied themselves in knots, didn't they? Fielding a heavily altered squad against St Helens, you know, and that resulted in a good thumping. Was it 80-odd nil? And critically, you know, they got a 2-point deduction for that, for breaching operational rules of the league. So Wigan, they're walking a little bit of a tightrope, aren't they, tonight? Whether anything will come of this, I'm not too sure. You know, the fans, they pay good money to see the very best. And when a championship level, or it's not even a championship level, is it? It's an academy squad. When it sits in place of them star players, it kind of changes the complexity of this league table. But I understand it from Matty Pete's point of view as well. You know, the intensity of these modern games, it is absolutely brutal. You know, if Mikey Lewis gets an injury, or, you know, well, who else from? There's so many stars. There's so many stars in this OKR team. But let's say Mikey Lewis, if he gets an injury, or Peter Hiku, you know, if they go down with hamstring or something like that, I don't want that to happen. But then you'd be looking and saying maybe you should have not played just your star players. But for Matty Pete to change 10, that's a hell of a lot. So ultimately, it's a calculated risk, isn't it? Pete saying, you can have the 2 points, if you want them to Hull KR. But we'll see you at Wembley with a squad that's refreshed and, a fully armed operational squad. Still doesn't mean that they're going to beat Hull KR, does it? There's a lot of time to rest now between now and Wembley. There's quite a bit of time to, recover and get ready for that game. So it was almost maximum drama before we even kicked a ball tonight. While I was talking about Salford, I'll just do live chat quickly. Name's Dan, by the way. That's Tech SEO. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it, mate. Good to have you in live chat. Frankie James says, good evening, Tech. I think Jimmy missed me greeting you earlier. Apologies, Frankie. Tech SEO says, I'd agree with that. Tonight might as well have just been a bye, 2 points. The other argument is the points difference making a difference. In football, the team selection rules in the cup. Yeah. We do see it with football in the League Cup, don't we? It keeps changing its name. But you can kind of understand why there's that many football games played. You understand why they do it, and that's where they can put some of the youngsters in and see how they cope. But this is a different ball game altogether, isn't it? You put men against boys, and somebody's likely to get hurt if they're not careful, and that's what I'm hoping this second half doesn't fall into. Dan says Salford were buggered though. Dan says, yeah, I miss you greeting me earlier too, Frankie. Good to meet you. Yeah, a few people have asked me about Salford. What has happened to the Salford Red Devils? Well, to me, it's a real tragedy of this modern game. They had 152 years, 151, 150, something like that. That club's been going. That's a lot of history, and the Salford Red Devils in the Super League, as everyone probably knows, they are no more. Last year, the club, it was officially wound up by the High Court. They had an unpaid tax bill. And ultimately, I think they had debts of around £4 million. And it was just too big a hurdle for the club to keep going. And it all started moving once they moved. My sister got married at the Willows, the old Salford ground. And it was fine. They should never really have moved. Where they were, right in the middle of the estate, is brilliant. But they were ordered into liquidation, and a huge part of rugby league, even before the Super League era, a huge part of it is now gone. But in fairness, the faithful fans, they haven't let the club die. Now they've rebranded the club, Salford Rugby League Football Club. It's up and running. They had to start again from the ground up. They're in the Championship, and this week we've seen some stability, coming to the club. Their interim boss, Dave Hewitt, former Rochdale scrum half, he's just been handed a contract extension to remain as head coach until the end of the season. So that's a good sign. He's kind of guided them so far to some competitive form in the second tier. And he's also been working with Brad Dwyer as well as player assistant. Ryan Brearley is also at the helm as CEO, so they've got plenty of experience at Salford, the new version. So hopefully they can build, hopefully they can get some funds coming in, and hopefully get back to, where they were originally. 150 odd years can't just be allowed to disappear. So they are trying to build a club that is sustainable, and a financially secure club. It's a long road back for Salford, but the fact they're still on the pitch at all, it is a testament to the Salford fans. So if I had my hat on, I would doff my cap to you. It is really well done. But I better get ready for this second half. So, the Wigan, the stars of the future, they're fighting hard, they're doing their best, but they're just outclassed, outsize. And like the old saying, a good big un will always beat a good small un. So it's it's not as bad as it could have been. But if you just look at the scoreboard, you know, it doesn't look that good, does it? And I always think as well, anybody who's looked at this tonight, not read up on what is, you know, what's happening. We're already up and running, by the way, so apologies. I better get me my game clock going. Where are we up to? 41, right? 41. I'm just a few seconds behind, but we're up and running. Let's have a quick look at live chat. Well, it's still 42-0, so Wigan haven't conceded anything so far. Right, we're all up to date with live chat, so we can get back to the rugby. I'm going to have to set that clock going because my OCD will it'll start doing me head in. It'll do me head in. Oh, here we go. Chance for Wigan. Number 26. It's that man, Nathan Lowe. He's going to get in at the corner. The Wigan Warriors have got to try. Matty Peake claps his hands. He will certainly remember this evening. Well done, that man. Nathan Lowe. 2 points on the board for the Wigan Warriors. I almost got rid of my the ability to put Wigan any points on the board. First try in Super League, Nathan Lowe, number 26. Well done, young man. I think he's getting a few. Oh, it was Oliver Gildhart who juggled it. He picked that ball up. He's just running out of gas now as Mikey Lewis comes across. Mikey Lewis makes the tackle, but his momentum took him over the line. I think a few Hull KR fans are actually applauding him. So fair play. Matty Peake gives it one of them. I bet you're getting nervous now a little bit, Dan. The comeback's on. The comeback's on. It's going to be Marsden. You can always recognise Marsden because of his ginger hair. He's had a good game tonight. Naj Mohammed, do we think they'll get any points? Oh, he's just Marsden. He didn't quite get the distance, but he would have hit the post anyway, which it did. But it dropped under the bar. Naj Mohammed, the answer is, mate, yeah. Although if you'd have asked me that just before this try from Nathan Lowe, before he got that try, I would have said probably not, mate. I would have been happy to just spend some time in Hull KR's half because in the first half, like I said in commentary, I'm not being unkind. I don't think the Warriors, I don't think they spent more than 60 seconds in Hull KR's half. Naj Mohammed said, "No, I see. I like your stream, by the way. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. If you don't mind, if I can ask anybody who's watching, please give it a like. I'd appreciate that. And obviously, if you want to subscribe, feel free. But thanks for joining me in live chat. Really do appreciate that. I'm just trying to get my clock sorted. I'm still behind. I should be on 45. I'll just sort this clock out and it'll be we'll be good to go again. There we go. We should be back. There we are. Bang on. Frankie James says, hi, Nadia Mohammed, and Frankie James is saying hello to you, mate. She's a good one. She helps me out anyway. Daniels, once again, driving forward. Does well. It wouldn't surprise me if he's related in some way to Junior and Semba. Patrick May goes on from the start. Thought about driving it in. Now Wigan is spreading it left. It's gone behind. It's gone behind Austin Daniel. He's kept it in though. 5th tackle for Wigan, so it's going to be a kick coming in from inside their own 30. Decent distance on it. Picked up by Broadbent though. Decent kick by Cartwright, but once again, OKR, they're going to be starting from almost on the halfway line. Dan, he says, how's Hampshire looking? Standing in for Mr. Rolls Royce. To be honest, mate, I haven't seen that much of him. So saying that, he's just been stopped short of Wigan's try line. Are you sure you're not watching this and you're slightly ahead of me? Yeah, he had a good run there, mate. He's everything he's done well, but then again, he's not been under that much pressure. Stopped just short of the try line there on that occasion, but Patrick Mago almost dropped that ball. Now Wigan are down the right-hand side again. You know who it is? It's that man Law. He's jinking and jiving. He's up to the halfway line. Lockley brings him down. Peter Hiku then just put a tackle in. Blimey. It must have hurt. He got his shoulder. I don't know which Wigan player it was, but he got his shoulder right into his chest there. Wigan put the kick in. And Hull KR in possession. 2 tackles gone. Already up to their own 30. Mikey Lewis comes in at dummy half. Spreads it to his right-hand side. Davis picks it up. Tries a little sidestep. Can't get past Patrick Mago though. Litton comes in at dummy half. Spreads it to his left-hand side. Reece Martin with a little offload there. Couldn't see what it was on the floor. So they're just over the halfway line now. Are the Robins. 4 tackles gone. Davis trying to come down this right-hand side once again. Takes 1, 2. Thought it was going to take 3 players to bring him down there. He's trying to milk a penalty. The referee's not falling for it. Number 33, it was George O'Loughlin making himself a nuisance. Mikey Lewis puts a little chip kick through. It's straight into the arms, though, of... Who's that? Number 37, Josh Cartwright. He's still going. Then he runs... Blimey. Then he runs into Hiku, and Hiku puts that shoulder in again. Knocks him backwards, but he's kept hold of the ball. This is better from the Warriors. You know, and it's better all round. It's better for them. It's better for OKR. It's better for the fans, and it's better for the sport as a whole. But Hiku didn't miss with that shot once again. Dan Tech SEO, he says, honestly, I'm on potato-powered Wi-Fi. I wish I were able to watch it. Even with VPN, Sky won't play ball. Frankie J says, that's so annoying. Potato-powered. At least his data will be turned on, Frankie, unlike yours. Patrick May goes. Rathbone comes in at dummy half. Just as we say that, my internet decided to disconnect, and now it's reconnected, so hopefully everything's all right with the stream. Wigan, can't believe it, up to the Robins 10-yard line. 4 tackles. Patrick Mago took that ball, but he was almost static. Stayed on the 10-yard line. 4 tackles. Oh, decided not to let the pass go there, Charlie Yeomans, and probably rightly so. Marsden puts a little grubber kick through. Can't get on the end of it though, and it was picked up by OKR right under their own post. Now Wigan have been caught a little bit excited there. 2 or 3 of them actually caught offside. Nathan Lowe it was, looking to get into the action once again. Yeah, there was Nathan Lowe, there was Lucas Mason. He could have picked from any number there, the referee. Patrick Mago once again, he's lumbering his way back. He looks hot. He won't need any more training sessions this week, Patrick Mago. He looks absolutely out on his feet. Luckily there, got a nice offload away. Davis picks it up, trying to come down the right-hand side now. Can't quite break the line though. Ryan Hampshire in at dummy half, spreads it left. Litton picks it up from dummy half. 3 tackles gone. Brown, he's wrapped up about 5 yards out. Litton, short pass to his right hand side, and Hadley just drops over the try line, no problem. Three tries this season so far in Super League for Hadley. Yeah, no real celebration there from Hadley. It was Jez Litton, one-handed pick-up from dummy half. 3-4 yard pass to Hadley. Nobody in front of him. Straight over he goes. No problem. Right, let's get adding more points on for the Robins. I wonder how many times I've called them the Pilgrims tonight because of Plymouth Argyle. Apologies if I have. Another kick to come from Martin. I think he's 100% so far. He certainly is. 7 from 7. They've just confirmed it on Sky. Straight through the middle, no problem there. No problem at all. Dan, Texi SEO, he says, that being said, I've got a house with Greek subtitles to watch after this. It'll almost be midnight by the time this finishes here. Frankie James says, that sounds painful, Dan. Hit the minibar instead. Dan says, you haven't. No Pilgrims, no Plymouth, no cheddar. Both hotel bars are shut. Greece out of season is more dismal than Blackpool. Blimey. It must be dismal. Right, I've just got to pause my clock because I'm slightly in front again. Got to do it all manual now. Reece Martin breaks over the halfway line. 4 tackles gone inside Wigan's 40. Hadley over the 30 now. Last tackle coming in. Litton comes to the dummy half, spreads it to his right. Hampshire puts a high kick in. Daniels is underneath it, does well again. Austin Daniel rises well. Hiku gives him a bit of welcome to Super League, but he kept hold of that ball, so he did well. Oh, what's going on here? I think Wigan have knocked this on. Once again, coming... Oh, he's given a penalty for Wigan. Oh, it was. It came off the... It was Sue who put his leg forward as they do, and he's knocked the ball out of... I'm not sure which Wigan player's hand. Referee's been a little bit generous to Wigan, shall we say, there, I would have thought. But to be honest, we'll take anything. We'll take anything. Blimey. Oh, McMillan. Finn McMillan, number 35, drove that ball in after Wigan had had the penalty. Who was it with the tackle? It was Jack Brown, number 18. He got right underneath him, dislodged that ball. So Wigan can't benefit from that penalty. You know, it's things like that, isn't it, where you need, when you do get any kind of respite, any kind of anything going your way, you need to take advantage of it. But can't blame McMillan there for not winning. That's another try for Hull KR down that left hand side. Booth it was. Just brought down that left hand side, got round the edge of Wigan. Did what they all seem to do now when they finish in the corner. You know where they do the Superman dive in the air, but they keep the legs from touching the ground. And that's Noah Booth's first try. And a good finish, because he was under pressure, but he didn't fumble it, that's for sure. Yeah, straight from that scrum. Brought the line. Another 4 points on the board for the Robins. It was Broadbent with a great line break there from the scrum. And a good finish. I think, is it Cartwright who comes over? I'm not sure, or is it? No, it was Marsden. Did his best and managed to get Booth, like I said, out of touch. He's well out of touch, but he's still kept himself in the air as they do. And yeah, what a good finish that was. Another 4 on the board for the Robins. This will test Reece Martin's kicking skills though. Right, you won't get any closer to the touchline than this one. 100% for the night so far, 8 from 8. Surveys his options. Still exactly the same procedure, whether he's right in front of the post and... Oh. Well, it's dropped just short. It looked like it was just bending in nicely. And then it kind of ran out of legs and dropped short. So he's blotted his copybook. I don't think he'll be bothered though. He's had a good night as Reece Martin. On the score sheet, and he's kicking 8 from 9. They've not all been gimmies. Wigan to get us back underway. Clock's bang on. It's become a bit of a personal challenge now, trying to make sure that the clock is bang on. Davis drives that ball in. 2 tackles gone. Just outside their own 20 there. That Hull KR pretty central. Who's that in live chat now? Citrus Sucking Sunshine. Hi Frankie and Jimmy. Just passing through. Hope you're good. We certainly are. Certainly are. Thanks for joining us in live chat. Don't forget, if you're going to shoot off, give us a quick Give us a quick subscribe and a quick, if you're already subscribed actually, if you can give us a like, really would appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, we can please hit that subscribe button. Makes it all worthwhile. No ads in this. We're almost at 500 though. What a leap that was there from Nathan Lowe. Came to take that ball. He was like a gazelle. He timed that one perfectly. He's coming out of tonight as one of Wigan's better players for sure, Nathan Lowe. Frankie says, hi Citrus, I hope your van's going well. Citrus changes names more time than Mr. Ben used to change his clothes. Wigan on the 5th, on the halfway line, put a high kick in. It's going to land just outside the 20, bounces, but bounces up perfectly there for Davis. Davis drives it back, and the Robins will be starting just inside their own 30. One-handed pick up again there from Litton. 4 tackles gone. Brown drives it forward. Just outside Wigan's 30. Now they're trying to come down the right-hand side there. Petter Hiku cuts inside. He's still going. Eventually gets brought down. About 8 yards out. 5th tackle though. Spread left to Mikey Lewis. What's he going to do? He thought about the kick. Dummied the kick. Didn't kick. Broadbent backing up. Easiest try he'll score all season. The kind of toying with Wigan at the minute now. That man Mikey Lewis, he's got so many skills. 3 tries so far for Broadbent this season. But he can thank Mikey Lewis there. Litton spread that ball to his left. Lewis, who did he go around there too easily? He went round Shea O'Connor. Well, he's just so good at it, but he makes it look easy, doesn't he? Shea O'Connor shot out of the line there. He went around him. Then it looked like he was going to put a kick in, but he didn't. He took the tackle and got the offload away. Broadbent says, thank you very much. I'll have another 4 points on the total. It's going to be another pretty simple kick as well for Reece Martin. Yeah, I meant to say earlier on, I started saying it and then I stopped myself. Reece Martin, yeah, there'll be no problem with this. I'll give him the 2 already. Yeah, anybody who saw this match tonight and thought, oh, it's on Sky, I'll have a little bit of a flutter. I think Wigan, when you looked at the price, yeah, that's good odds on Wigan. Be a real disappointment, wouldn't it, when you saw what is actually going on. Bet the bookies will have made an absolute fortune tonight with people backing Wigan thinking, excuse me, thinking, yeah, it's good odds. Mikey Lewis has just been spelled now, so he's on the sidelines. No injury or anything, just he's done his work, hasn't he? Looking in live chat. Dan, Texi SEO. He says, curious to hear your thoughts on who Hulk might bring in to replace Peters. Don't know, mate, on that one. I don't know. I'll go back to that in a second, actually. Frankie James says, oh, good this end, busy day. Shad, now, 8 hours in the car with the dad. Yeah. And going to a funeral. And Dan says they're playing their academy Citrus. Yeah. Getting a bit of a tanking, but they're doing all right. Arthur Morg on the side there. Shame about his injury, isn't it? I saw a thing, it said he could be out for 12 weeks. Just coming back from that injury as well. Pity that. I do like watching him. You know, for his size, he's like an ant, isn't he? The amount of power that he gets from his size. Dan's asking, who is Citrus is saying, is George O'Loughlin related to Sean O'Loughlin? Don't know. Do you know when I looked at him, I thought I was blimey. There was a swinging arm there from number 25 Taylor Kerr, and they're giving it as a high tackle. I don't think he made contact, luckily. But yeah, when I looked at him and looked at his photo, I was trying to look for any similarity, and I'm not sure. So I'll have to chat GPT it. Good shout. Going back to Dan says Morgie's brilliant. That try against Warrington last year. He's done it throughout his career, hasn't he, mate? He's done it throughout his career. He's an absolute menace. As soon as he gets the ball, it's like they always say, he just bounces off. He bounces off. Hello. SA's come on, and he's just flipped Litton over and then let him go. Now there's a bit of a punch-up. Now the academy boys are coming in. They're getting the full Super League experience. SA's there. We'll see what the referee does here. It's still going on. This nobody's throwing a punch because obviously they don't want to be getting sent off. But it was almost a judo throw. You know, he makes the tackle. Oh yeah, that's not a good tackle. That it was on number 24. Is it number 20? Oh, I didn't like that. No, 34. Sorry. It was on Ryan Hampshire, your man Dan. Dan says, Georgie's Sean's son, Owen Farrell's cousin. Nice one. Thanks for clearing that up, mate. Yeah, I've got some other graphics for Wigan. And when I looked at him, I was trying to look and thought, is there any similarity? But I couldn't see. I've got a feeling we could be getting 10 minutes in the bin here, if not a red. Just stop this. I'll just stop this clock as well. Yeah, it's not. He's kind of let him go. It's borderline whether he's let him go in time. In fairness, it's not been that kind of game either. You know, there's been times where the Hull players, the Hull KR players, they could have really, they've done him for tipping. That's not what you want. That's the whole reason that you don't play players who you don't want out. I mean, how big a role is they're going to play at Wembley, I'm not sure. But to put that tackle in, that could have easily gone the other way and been at least a bin. If not, we see some odd decisions where you can see reds for that. As it was, I think because he let him go just in time. But it's cost Wigan a try, I think. On the on-field decisions, no try. I think they might say he bounced it. We'll see. Dan says, these are the tackles I wanted to avoid. Silly tackles, you know, loose tackles. Yeah, no need for it either because he'd made the tackle and he had him wrapped up. We're just looking for the grounding there. Oh, it also might have been reefed out by Yeoman's. Oh, he's lost it forward, but it's whether number 39 Charlie Yeoman's has two players in the tackle, whether it's been pulled out. I think they'll probably go with no try. I mean, it's no try, but I don't think they will give a penalty. Yeah, no try, just that'll be the handover to Wigan. I thought Charlie Yeoman's two people in attack, and I thought he reefed it out. Oh no, he didn't. It looked like he did, but from that angle, we'll let him off with that one. Clock's back up and running. That's accurate. It looked like he tried pulling it out, but it was as the Robins player, he pulled his arm forward, and that's where he lost the ball. Now Wigan have got a penalty. I think Peter Hiku was not Petiku, Sue, sorry. Messing about with the play of the ball. Just holding on a little bit too long. Anything will help for Wigan. But even with the kicking, I mean, SA drives it in there. And there was some intent in that tackle that we haven't really seen all night. Now a loose pass from Wigan. They've lost about 15 yards there, but it's been picked up by number 37, Josh Cartwright. Brings it back in, straight into Hadley and Lytton. Forber's come on. Eze once again driving it in. Tom Amon's been making a target for Eze. Every time he drives that ball forward, he's not forgot what's just happened. You know, we've got just over 10 minutes to go. Wigan put that kick in, Broadbent takes it and returns it. We've got just over 10 minutes to go. 58-4. I mean, it's not going to finish 58-4. I'll eat my own head. If this finishes 58-4, I'll eat my own head. But it's at one point I thought this was going to get into triple figures for the Robins. As it turns out, Wigan have got a try on the board. Nathan Lowe getting Wigan's only points of the night. He's had a good game. But 58-4 doesn't sound as embarrassing, does it, as 104 points to nil. You know, I think at that stage, the RFL, they've got a question to answer, haven't they? Do they deduct Wigan points? I think at 58-4, you know, you don't, do you? You know, we have games where Super League teams have full strength sides out and you could get a score like this. So I think they might just dodge a bullet, both Wigan and the Rugby Football League having to make a decision. But once again, Ryan Lowe fielding a high kick well. Wigan have had the ball. They're on the 5th tackle and they're still inside their own 40 though. That's the problem. In fact, they're inside their own 30 when the kick comes in. Broadbent juggled that one. Very spectacular catch in the end, actually. As soon as he gets going, Broadbent, he makes 10 yards before anyone can get near him. Every single time. Shut that door now to my shed. Sorry, studio. Get all the flies and moths coming in. A little knock on there from Hull KR. Referee saw it. McDermott it was who put the tackle in. Dan, he's a sadist. He says, I still want 84-6 with a little ha-ha on the end. Still the Robins against the Warriors, isn't it, mate? It'll go down. It'll go down in the history books as whatever it's going to be. It won't go down as, I don't know, 58-4. But Wigan only had a lot of youth or academy players in the score is the score. Wigan trying to get something going. Almost a line break there. Not quite. Number 23, Cian McDermott, just pulled down. Little bit of a juggle there from Josh Cartwright, but he's kept hold of it. Then he gets thumped by Lockley. And Amon probably wishes he'd have dropped it. Forber in it, dummy half, spreads it right to Eze. Eze drives it in. Gets bounced back. A little bit of... Then he gets the offload away. There's no love lost amongst the Hull KR players when it comes to Sam S.A. Jr. They're all putting the shoulder in and they're giving him the verbals as well. Some might say he deserved it as well for that tackle that he put in. It wasn't good. That was there's a player gone down just for Wigan, just what we talked about before. I'm not sure if it was Marsden. Now Hulkiar have knocked on. Well, the Robins are saying it's a ball steal. The referee disagrees. Both teams have got a captain's challenge left, so they may as well give it a go. Jez Litton saying to the referee, "Yeah, they're going to captain's challenge this." Dan in chat says, "True. I'd be happy with this if I were a wire." I'm not even reading this out. Oh, we'll do. Oh yeah, it was knocked out. Blimey. Yeah, Dan says, "I'd be happy with this if I were a wire or a Stellians. St. Helens. Can't even say their name." This hasn't ramped up the points like they would have feared. Goal difference, I think, will be key this year. Do you know, I've had this conversation before in my live streams when it comes to rugby. And it's, once again, it's all down to personal choice. As a Wigan fan, I would first and foremost always want to win the league. That's from history, before the grand final. Always want to win the league. Then I'd want to win the grand final. Then I'd want to win the Challenge Cup, in that order. Because when I think over a season, if you win the league, ultimately you have been the best team. The table doesn't lie, does it? However, the grand final has got the glitz and the glamour, but ultimately, you could. These teams, apart from when you get squads like tonight, these teams, when they play in the grand final, on any given day, anybody can beat anybody. But like I say, it's got the build-up, it's got the glitz, it's got the glamour. It's the showcase game, isn't it? And it's the it's the curtain fall on the season. So I understand why teams want the playoffs. But for me, I would always want to go for the league first and foremost. It doesn't look like whether Wigan think we're not going to be good enough to win the league this year. So let's go for the cup. Let's go for maybe the grand final. But I hope that's not the case. Luckily, driving it forward, taking 3 Wigan players with him. He stopped just short. That ball's come out. Referee says, "Oh, pick it up and play on." Litton puts a little kick in. It's hit the post. Reece Martin was there waiting to put his hands down, and a Wigan boot from Kerr has come in and put it behind. It'll be a goal line dropout. Timothy Tarling, he says, "Can't believe they put a reserve team out. Hope we do them in the final." Well, mate, I was talking about that at half time. If Wigan... I'm just going to pause my clock. Right, we're back up and running. If Matty Pete and Wigan win at Wembley, it'll be a great decision, won't it? However, if the Robins turn the Warriors over at Wembley, he looks a bit of a plum, because you've not only given 2 points tonight to Hull KR, you've not got the result you wanted either. So the only positive that comes out from this is that you've blooded some of the academy players and some of the youngsters. Frankie James says, "Hi, Timothy Tarling." Dan Tech SEO says, "I always want to win every game, period. Given the start we had this year, I don't think we'll win the league, I want top 3 or 4, Challenge Cup, and I want a semi-final. I want to win it. I don't want a semi-final. I wanted to win it. Well, there's a 50-50 chance, mate, ultimately, because these two teams are pretty well matched, aren't they? Another try on the board, therefore, luckily just before we come to the end of the game, and it'll be I'll have to pause my clock as well. I'll give you the 2 as well, because there's no way Martin's going to be missing this. Yeah, I understand that, Dan, what you're saying. It was first try in Super League, that as well, for Sam Luckley. It's just flashed up now. But the World Club Championship was a hell of an exciting match, wasn't it? It was just out and out attack. You attack, we'll attack. Superb advert for the game. Do you know when the first one ever was played against Manly, Wigan and Manly? I went to that, and I don't know what they said the crowd was. I think they said 30,000 or what, I don't know. But whatever they say, they're lying. I had another 10,000 on. We were crammed in like sardines. He's blotted his copybook. Hello? He's missed one. I'll have to take that off him. Well, I'm shocked. He blotted his copybook, Reece Martin. He's been kicking well tonight, actually. Dan says, before York this year, if you gave me top 3, cup final appearance, grand final or semis, I'd have taken it. Well, it's a pretty good season, isn't it, mate? You know, when you look at Wigan last season, the season before they won everything. Last season, zip. So I had a bit of a moan at them as well, because not really going into the transfer market because they felt they had a good enough team. Maybe you had a good enough team, but you didn't have a good enough squad. Sam Essay on a moan. Puts a big shot in on him, and Moan just gets up. Well done there by number 37, Josh Cartwright. Picks that ball up just inside his own goal line. Manages to get out of his own goal line. Just over a minute to go now. 62 points to 4. Have original poster. Good to see you in live chat. Dan says Martin missed one earlier. Boo's try fell short. Yeah, he's that was a difficult one though, that. But I would have expected him to have got this one. That's why I give him the 2 points. The other one we'll let him off for missing, but the ones he should have got, I was just being ultra harsh on him, mate. Ultra harsh. Marsden there with a little chip through. Can't get on the end of it though. Picked up by number 14, Broadbent. He gets about another 15 yards then once he picks that ball up. Forber puts a good shot in. As we come into the final moments. Just hope there's no injuries now. Eze's gone down. He took a whack to the head. Gets no sympathy at all from the Robin supporters, mate, as the cheers go around the ground. Average post says Wigan smashed, but good effort from the young Bucks. Yeah, they've done well, mate. They've done well. And that is all she wrote. It finishes Hull KR 62. Wigan Warriors 4. Man of the match for me tonight. You can only play what's put in front of you. And that's got to go to Mikey Lewis. Got to go to Mikey Lewis. It just has. He got them 2 tries early Dan says, Eze down. Oh no. Anyway, moving on. Oh, no sympathy at all. You've just smashed us 62 points to 4 and we still can't get any sympathy out of you. That moves Hull KR up into second place now in the league. St Helens and Hull KR both on 11 games played. Just 2 points difference. Wigan in 6th place. 12 games played, 14 points. But Lee are a bit tardy this year. So, yeah, they've got a little bit of breathing space. But you don't want a couple of shock results, do you? And then suddenly, that's good to see. Eze and Amon at the end, both laughing. They both enjoyed that. So fair play to them. Fair play. Right, let's give your ears a little bit of a rest. Timothy says, to be fair, a hard game for youngsters, so credit to them. Yeah, they did well, mate. They did well. In particular, players to mention for me for Wigan tonight, I thought Forber and Kerr, established players, they put a real good shift in. A little bit disappointed with Patrick Mago, I've got to say. But Nathan Law, outstanding. Got the only try of the game as well for the Warriors, so well done to him. Other mentions, I mean, Marsden got involved in a lot of good things. Austin Daniel, taking the ball in the air and doing really well. You know, it's every one of them players, whether they're academy players or not, that when they go home, when they watch this back, which they no doubt will, I think every single one of them can be proud of the performance they put in. I honestly don't think that Hull KR went 100% tonight. That's not to say that they were giving any sympathy or anything to the Warriors. I just think maybe at times at the back of the mind, do you want to do anything stupid when you've got a Wembley appearance in just over a week's time? No, you don't. So Matty Pete's got a big smile on his face, but the camera is panning all over Nathan Law, and rightly so. He's done really well. So back looking at live chat. Dan says, nah, I have sympathy for the young lads. Just a little bit then. A little bit, Dan. Dan says, I mean, amazing to be making debuts against one of the best outfits in Super League right now. Yeah, I will go further, mate. And World Club Champions. World Club Champions. And I don't think there's a team in the globe who on the day Hull KR wouldn't beat. You know, they are that good. But Super League, it's getting more competitive, which is good to see. Nice to see Matt Pete and Willie Peters at the end having a chat about it. I'm not sure what he's actually saying, but Chris Radlinski's there as well. Well, I used to watch Chris Radlinski. What a player he was. Showing me age now, but yeah, what a player. Yeah, Dan was saying, I mean, amazing to be making your debut against one of the best outfits in Super League right now, and it wasn't a cricket score. I've seen us on the end of them enough over the years. Fair play to them. Dan says, I probably bust a lung laughing though if we turn you over at Wembley and all of this backfires on Petey. That's the danger, mate. That is the danger. Like I said, half time. If Wigan go and win the Challenge Cup, super idea. Blood the youngsters. You've got the cup. We move on with the league and yada yada yada. But it can all go horribly wrong. When I say it can all go horribly wrong, the thought that just went through my mind was, how's this for a scenario? We get turned over at Wembley and we don't make the playoffs and we miss out to, say, Lee, who are 4 points behind us at the minute in 7th. We miss out by 2 points. That's a real kick in the pants, isn't it? And that's when you look back at this and say, don't ever do that again. You know, so it can all go horribly wrong. And it is, and it's been described and it's correct. It is a gamble. But adds a little bit of extra intensity. Not that it needs it, but it adds a little bit more intensity to the final. Frankie James says, good match by all accounts. Our time to shine next time. Enjoy the house, Dan. Dan says, thank Frankie. Tim says, Chris Radlinski was an amazing player. He certainly was, mate. Tim, you must be of an older generation like me. Unless you were there when you were a youngster. Dan says, yeah, I remember us getting nilled at home in the Super League by bloody Huddersfield when we were at full strength. This is a good result for young Whigs. Yeah, they'll take it, mate. At half time, I was thinking it's going to get triple figures. Frankie says, I'm off. Have a fab evening, guys. Dan says, oof, if you miss out to Lee, I blooming give you the 2 points back. Bye, Frankie. Harvey says, great coverage. Thanks for that, mate. Appreciate that, Harv. Tim says, bye, Frankie. Yeah, quick shout out. I don't do it often enough, and I should do, but if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. It really does help us. I'm almost at 500 subscribers now. So if you can, would really appreciate it. And also, if you can't subscribe or you don't want to, if you can just hit the like button. Apparently, the algorithm at YouTube loves a like for whatever reason. So if you can help us out with that one, that would also be greatly appreciated. The next time we're streaming is going to be on Sunday. I'm not sure what time it is, but it's if you have subscribed, ping the notifications bell. The mighty, the one and only Wisła Kraków. It's our final game of the season. We've already won the league. We've got the championship. We're going back up into the Polish Ekstraklasa. That's going to be a real celebration. So join me for that one. Live chat will be pretty lively, hopefully. The geezer will be in there. Jaden will be in there. He's travelled all the way from Oz to go and watch this. Well, and get married to his Polish girlfriend. But yeah, it sounds better, doesn't it? Adrian will be in there. Adam will be there. Frankie will be there. It'll be a good afternoon, a good celebration after a long season. Dan says, right, it's almost midnight. Logging off. Have a good night, mate. Subbed and liked. Thanks. Really do appreciate that, pal. That's all I can ask from you. I'll add you as a preferred channel on my channel too. I don't know what that means. I'm old. I just make all this up myself with ChatGPT or Gemini and ask it how I do stuff. But whatever that is, I'll give you a thumbs up, mate. Oh, that's a lot of talking. I think all that's left for me to say is, well done to Cian McDermott, Taylor Kerr, Nathan Law, Lucas Mason, George O'Loughlin, we know who he is now. Finley Yeomans, George Marsden, Josh Cartwright, Austin Daniel, one to look out for, Charlie Yeomans, Lewis Daniels, and Finn McMillan, Shea O'Connor, Callum Rathbone, and of course, Matty P. Oh no, he's the coach, isn't he? Well done to each and every one of you. You've put a good shift in tonight and entertained us well. Hopefully you'll all have a bright future. Dan says, bottom of channels, you can add links to other channels. I have roughly 3,200 subs, so might transfer some. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. I'll have a look at it. I'll have a look at your channel. I'm not sure what you do, but if it's anything techie, I'll definitely be subscribing. Timothy says, remember a fire. Frano Botica days. Oh, I certainly do, mate. I certainly do. Sean Edwards. Andy Gregory. Blimey. That takes me back. That does. They were good days. It wasn't as competitive then, though, was it? Well, I mean, Wigan used to pretty much win every week, win every trophy. It's not like that now. It's definitely not like that now. It's far more competitive than it used to be in the 80s, that's for sure. Right, all I'm going to say is no thanks to everybody who joined me in live chat tonight. Dan, Tech SEO, really appreciate it. Timothy, Frankie, Harv, if I've missed anybody, apologies. But really, really do appreciate having you in live chat. It's so much a better stream when there's that interaction. And ultimately, that's what we want to build, that little bit of a community. So best of luck at Wembley. If you're a Robins fan, obviously I hope we beat you, but let's hope it's a good game, and may the best team win. Timothy says rather Wigan than Saints. Yeah, do you know it's funny now? Oh, see, I'll keep talking. I'm going to have to stop now because I could keep talking all night. But yeah, that rivalry with Saints, it's never going to end, is it? Never going to end. It's just built in, as it should be. It's good to see as well. But a good St Helens team, a good Wigan team makes Super League, I think. Hopefully Bradford are going to get back to where they were now. So hopefully Super League will go from strength to strength. And we've got hard times coming, because I do have another channel as well, Commodity Confidential. And we have definitely got recession coming, hopefully not depression. And it's going to make disposable income minimal. So how these teams are going to survive, I don't know. They will, but it's going to be tricky. So I wish them all the best, as I do to all of you tonight who viewed. If you haven't said hello in live chat, come in. It's a friendly place. Everybody is welcome. All that's left for me to say is, I am Jimmy James. You've been watching Catch It Live First. Join me again next Sunday for the football. The mighty Biswa Krakow. We'll see you then. Have a great evening.